Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You've got The Local Show with Tom and Steve, broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studio, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan, and also on YouTube at Zoe Advertising. What's that number? There was that special thing. You can look us up, of course, on YouTube, but I got the exact
I want to watch you look for the number. I watch you struggle
it's right
through.
Here it's at the symbol, Zoe Advertising 3809. So that's all. If you put that directly into your browser, it'll take you to the page.
Or you can put Zoe Advertising on YouTube, and there they are.
Well,
so
you have to go looking around for that, too.
Maybe a little. There's another Zoe Advertising, Tom.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, it's in Chennai, India.
Very nice.
And coincidentally, I've been to Chennai, India.
Really?
That is coincidental.
So you started a branch out there.
Yes.
Nice.
So
global.
Because I did look it up. I'm like, where is it? And they went, India. Look, and I go, Chennai. I got friends. I do have friends in Chennai, India.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they're a threat, Tom. I think we're okay.
Good.
They don't have you.
I don't know. I get phone calls from them all the time. At least they sound like they're from India.
Very interesting. Well, on this segment, we're going to be talking with Rob O'Connor. It's great to have him back. He's the president of Right Coast Incorporated. He brings you the Syracuse Nationals, and he's teamed up with Matt Guernsey, and Matt Guernsey is the founder of Elite Esports organization. We'll talk about that as well. Rob, how are you?
Great, man.
Great. So, are you decompressed yet from the show? From the Nationals?
Yeah. I mean, right after the show is over, after the Nationals over, they kind of fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
You know, the adrenaline cliff.
Right. Sure.
And after a few weeks, I'm ready to get right back at it. So,
And you had some other events too. What other events did you have with Right Coast?
We do a beer fest.
Okay.
And an indoor motocross race over at the fairgrounds. And we did a couple other smaller events, but we're, post-COVID, we're just gearing all that stuff back up.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then you have this esports initiative that we started to touch on the last time you were on the show. Yeah. So tell us first, about that, and then how that dovetails with this Matt Guernsey. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, Matt Guernsey. Okay, yep. Matt owns a large IT firm in town, so he's the tech side of things, and I'm the event side of things. So we're co-founders of Elite Gaming, and we're opening up a permanent facility in the Most Museum. We're taking over about 12,000 square feet inside the Most Museum.
Where are they putting it in there?
So if you're looking at the Most Museum, you're walking up to the main entrance. There's an area over to the far right. You'll see some big metal iron gates there. Okay. It used to be actually the horse stables back when the armory was in operation. So they've used it recently. It's where the old planetarium was, where they projected the solar systems on the roof.
Right.
And they use it for like a separate area for like a cafeteria when schools come in and things like that. And there's a little classroom there. So we're taking over that whole space. But like I said, about 12,000 square feet. And we're setting it up as an esports arena and gaming academy.
So we should probably define what kind of gaming you're talking about, because some people might be thinking,
gambling.
Can I go gamble on the Bills or something?
Right.
Only when you invest in it. So
it's esports is basically an acronym for competitive video gaming.
Okay.
So we're going to do competitive, non-competitive video gaming there. We have gaming PCs set up in there. We have consoles, Xboxes, PlayStation, Switches, things like that. And so people can come in and play games. We'll also hold tournaments in leagues, much like a Little League or a bowling league or a golf league. Wow, you come in and play like Fortnite League or Call of Duty League. Come in on every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, play for 3 hours, and then your score accumulates, and whoever has the high score at the end of the 8-week league wins.
Are you doing it there, or can you do it remotely? I mean,
no, we're doing it all right there. So we're going to have, like I said, in that 12,000 square feet, we'll have the gaming space, but we'll also have lounges. We're going to build a bar in there, so you can come, and we're going to build a really cool place to hang out.
So the Museum of Science and Technology, just to bring this around,
Right.
is e-gaming. And
Esports.
Esports.
Don't say e-gaming.
Oh, sorry. I did not say there back. Esports. Gee, I did it again. In a bar.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we're completely separate from the most. We're renters at the most.
Okay. Oh,
so we have our
there
own
we go.
space.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're doing events with the most. You know, when it makes sense. Like we were part of Tap Into the Most that they do the fundraiser. We had some of our gaming PCs open and people come in and jammed on the games for a little bit. But when we do separate events, there's literally a garage door we can put down or up that separates us from the most. So when we do our own events, we just slide that garage door down. We have our own entrance, we have our own bathrooms, we have our own facility, pretty much.
So
all of us in this room, have kids from their middle 20s downward, right? So we're kind of all familiar with esports and what goes on there. But there might be some people in the audience who just don't understand esports and the amount of money that's in the industry, and can you make a living being an esports person?
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you brought that up because that's more than half of what we're doing. That's why we call it Elite Sports, Esports Arena and Gaming Academy, because the careers in the gaming industry are massive. There's hundreds of them, and they're all different things. A lot of people think it's just like a programmer in the basement or in a dark room in a office building.
You mean it's not?
Yeah, well, it is. They do that. But there's graphic designers, there's video producers, there's motion capture people, there's voiceover. Yeah, voice actors, exactly. Marketing, all sorts of stuff that goes into video games. The analogy I use is when you watch a movie, you see the movie stars on the screen. When the movie's over with, the credits roll. Those are all the people that make the movie happen. Yeah. The gaming industry is exactly the same way. There's all these people behind the scenes that make the gaming happen and make the game happen.
But there's like professional gamers too.
There's 100%.
Yeah. So explain that.
So there's professional teams. They travel all over the world to compete in very specific games. So one team might be just a Fortnite team. One team might be a Call of Duty League team. And it's massive. The gaming industry is bigger than the movie and music industries combined.
No kidding.
Yep. It's
that big at this point.
It's almost a $250 billion industry worldwide.
So that whole, hey kids, hey you guys, go do your homework. You're not going to make a living playing video games, so shut that thing off and get back to school.
Right.
Maybe.
Mom and Dad. Really? We've had a lot of schools that have come in, high schools that come in and we give them a tour. We talk to the superintendents. They are now starting esports programs in the schools because they see a need for it. But what we're going to do at the academy, at the arena, is bring in experts in certain fields like graphic design. There's a really cool piece of software now called Unreal Engine that a lot of the software developers use.
My son's on that all the time.
Yep. So you're familiar with it.
What does it do?
So it's 3D modeling for video games and movies. And what we're teaching them, a lot of it translates to other industries too, like the TV and movie industry.
Yes.
So
CGI type stuff.
Exactly. Yep. So we're going to be teaching, we're going to have classes, we're going to have instructors there so kids can come down through their schools and through BOCES. We're actually working with BOCES. They can come down and learn all this stuff, get stackable credentials so they can either pursue higher ed or go right into the job market.
Here in Syracuse, Tom.
Here in Syracuse.
Yep.
Well, we're going to talk more about this if you don't mind sticking around.
Absolutely.
I'd like to dive in. That Unreal Engine, though, Nicholas had this Unreal Engine challenge video clip where they were challenging you to see if this was reality versus what they created on the Unreal Engine.
Oh, wow.
And
incredible.
you could barely tell the difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
it
amazing.
is. So esports and everything to do with gaming. We're going to talk more with Rob O'Connor, who is the president of Right Coast Incorporated, and he'll be with us right here on the local show. So stick around. We're going to continue that conversation coming up next.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
And we are back. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Hard to believe that we're passing cookies and watering the poinsettias.
Did you get
and
some
here
of
we
those
are.
cinnamon rolls that Lori made in the office?
Yes, yeah, they're very good.
Oh my gosh.
Made my day.
Did it really?
Very sweet. No, not really.
Okay.
But
It was good. I don't know if it made my day.
yes, they're very good. I try to stay away from those sweets in the morning, but if somebody puts them right in front of my face, I'm not going to give it up.
You
You
load
can't
them
help it.
So you load them up at night is what you're telling me.
No, not even at night. I try not to eat any of that crap anymore. But anyway, we've been talking with Rob O'Connor. He's the president of Right Coast Incorporated. He brings you the Syracuse Nationals, among other things, over at the New York State Fairgrounds. And he's teamed up with Matt Guernsey, and they're both co-founders of Elite Esports organization right here in Syracuse, New York. You know, Rob, for creative content, which is, what I do for a living, from voiceover to video production and audio production and all that, at my home studio, I had to get a new machine this year. So I opted for the brand new Alienware X17R2, and it's got the 3080 Ti card in it for
sexy.
the
I bet
GPU.
that works well right out of the gate. Didn't
It
it,
was
Tom?
awesome with an i9 processor.
Wow.
And I've had it back at the shop 3 times already. You think they could get their act together, the Alienware.
God.
And I got pro support, but still.
Really?
Technology is technology no matter what you do.
Right.
Now, I push the machine hard. I've got all the supercalifragilistic stuff on it and all that. But, that's become the norm, and I've had to go online just to learn more about things. So I've gotten more into gamers optimizing machines.
Yes.
So I've gotten to know some of these gamers. Now, Tim the Tap Man is right here from Syracuse, New York.
Yeah.
He actually goes to my buddy's church, or went to my buddy's
Tim the
church.
what? Who is this? I know nothing.
Yeah, tell Steve who Tim the Tap Man is.
Yeah, so Tim the Tap Man is a local guy. He was local up until about a year ago. He lived right over in Cicero. He started out doing Twitch and YouTube videos in his closet in his house.
Absolutely.
Playing video games. And he had the right personality, hit it at the right time. He has become one of the largest streamers in the world right now.
And he's a millionaire.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
easily.
say that singular. He's multiple.
So what does he do?
He streams video games.
Of
himself
So
playing
I
the
play a
games.
game, everybody watches, and I make zillions
And
of
he
dollars.
comments on it.
So there's a camera, just like you guys have here, facing him. He superimposed himself in the corner, and he plays all sorts of video games, mostly Call of Duty.
Right.
But
And other high-profile gamers will game with him.
Correct.
And then they comment.
Is he funny, or what's the deal?
he's just got the right personality. He says the right things, and he connects with the gamers.
Got a
So-
ton of tattoos. My uncle Gary, his daughter Sheena, my cousin, first cousin, is married to Matt Teska. And Matt owns the Artisan Tattoo place, and he does all the tattoos for Tim the Tap Man. So-
Okay.
Yeah, Tim just signed an exclusive deal with YouTube. So tell me how much he's worth now.
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
So it's $1 billion industry. And you thought one day, was it because your kids were playing, or do you game?
I grew up gaming. I grew up gaming with my boys, and Matt grew up gaming. It's just in my DNA, I guess. I've always been interested in it, and being in the event business, you always got to keep your eye on the next thing.
Yeah, sure.
And I've had my eye on esports for a number of years now, but in the last 4 or 5 years, or 8 years, I'd say, it's become very prolific. And with the popularity of the streamers on YouTube and Twitch and things like that, those guys now they're like the Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter for gamers. Like Tim the Tap Man and Ninja.
Oh, yeah, Ninja,
they're like the superstars.
This train left without me, Tom. You lost me at Galaga.
So
it took a turn. I don't know.
I had a dad come up to me and tell me a story. He goes, I asked my son one day. He's sitting there watching this guy play Fortnite or whatever like that on YouTube, and his dad goes to his son, "Why are you watching this guy play? You literally have an Xbox right here. You can play that game.
You should
all
be
day
playing, yourself."
Yeah. And the kid goes, "Well, why do you watch football? Why do you watch baseball?"
Yeah.
Well, because they're pro athletes and they're really good at it. He goes, "That's exactly why I watch these guys, because I learned something from them, and they're good. They're better at the game than I am, so I'm learning something from them, and it's entertaining."
So this comes full circle. How does this affect the economy locally with what you're doing down at the rented space at the most?
Yeah, so we're going to give kids the opportunity to learn how to do any aspect of the gaming industry, whether they want to be a streamer, a pro player, or work behind the scenes doing, like voiceovers and graphic design, we're going to have a full production studio there. So we're going to be streaming out to the whole world from that facility when we hold events there. We'll have a caster desk, so we'll have guys doing shoutcasting there. So
what's the shoutcasting? Help us out with that.
So it's just like you watch the NFL game on ESPN. You have two guys at the desk talking about the game and the
doing
players.
Color. We used to call that color.
Yep.
Commentary.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So you have two guys talking about two people, I should say, talking about the game. And they treat it, the production value is right up there with any production that you would see. And it's just incredible. And so we're going to teach kids how to do all that stuff, so now they can get exposed to the different types of careers, decide what they're passionate about, and then pursue that.
I'm so happy you're doing this, because I think that there is a warped perception for some kids. They think that it's all so easy, and it isn't. My son downloaded that Unreal Engine, and he said to me, "Dad, how do you work this thing?" I said, "Buddy, it would take me hours and hours to really dive into that.
Yeah.
This is major software. It is not something that you can just be a cotton-headed ninny muggins and start doing stuff.
Right. Yeah, you need instruction and you need certifications to do that. So we're going to provide all that for kids.
What's the timeline? What's the ramp? Tell us when. How's this working?
So we're doing some soft opening events later this month. And then we'll be swinging open the doors after the first of the year.
Ooh.
Yep. Yep. So we're frantically building and buying all sorts of equipment, not Alienware, but a lot of the same sort of stuff, and a lot of the same stuff you have here in the studio we'll be using down there as well. So and what's great is a lot of the high schools have esports programs that they're started up, and we'd like to take a little bit of credit for that, because we've had some superintendents down there. They kind of come in with their arms crossed. Saying, okay, tell me what this e-gaming thing is. Tell me what this e-gaming thing is. And then when we kind of give them the rundown of what the gaming industry is all about and the careers that are available, they literally go back, get approved by the school board to start an esports program.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yep. Let us know how we can help out. And I'd love to come over there for free initially until I really up my pay scale for you. But I'd love to talk to a group of kids about voiceover and character voices and how to get into a character.
Absolutely.
And all that. So,
that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Yeah, for sure.
I love that stuff.
So you had jotted down the website, elitegaming.gg.
.gg. Yep.
So there's info there now that people can see things, because this is brand new to so many folks.
It is. It really is.
My eyes are glassing over a little bit here.
Yeah.
Because I thought, today you'd be talking about the Nationals, real cars. What's the day of the show, the Nationals car show this year?
July 14th, 15th, and 16th in 2023.
So we got the same guy doing all these things. I think it's exciting, Tom.
Yeah, and that's great. Good on you for keeping an open mind. And, you're no spring chicken anymore. And I'm proud of you that you keep this stuff going.
Yeah.
That's Rob O'Connor right there, president of Right Coast Incorporated, along with his friend Matt Guernsey, who is the co-founder of Elite Esports organization right here in Syracuse, New York. You have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you. You as well. It's a pleasure seeing you guys.
Maybe you'll get an Alienware under your tree. You never know. People are like, what's Alienware? What's he keep talking about? Anyway, so you come right back to us, folks, because hour number 2 is going to be starting up. We're going to have conversations with Greg Lancette. He's the president at New York State Pipe Traders Association. There's another big acronym too, but we'll get into that later. Charlie Van Patten, owner of Mattress Makers. Natasha Schmidt is the co-owner of Rubberstone New York. And then we'll wrap things up with Dr. Tina Chi, owner of Up Design Primary Care. Stick around. Hour number 2 starting up real soon.